GallowgateShots podcast is sponsored by Tyneside, the Northeast's leading tyre supplier with branches across the region. Tyneside don't just do tyres, they cover everything from servicing to wheel alignment. They can handle every aspect of your car's maintenance. For more information, visit tyrespot.co.uk. Enjoy the episode.
Welcome back to the GallowgateShots YouTube channel for your match preview, and this time it's live. I'm your host Joe, and join with me for this one are Nickel and Dean. It's Qarabag away. It's the first leg of the knockout phase of the Champions League, a two-legged phase where we are heading over to Azerbaijan on Wednesday evening. It's a 5:45 kickoff, and with this being live, we'd like to hear all of your thoughts. So members, get your questions and whatnot into the comment section, and we'll hopefully be able to chat through them as we get on. So talking about Qarabag, to set the scene a little bit, second in their league, in the Azerbaijani Premier League. But I think more importantly, to sort of get the level of where we're at, we need to look at the Champions League table, where they finished 22nd. So they kind of got the last few remaining places in the playoff phase. Their form wasn't that bad, to be fair. I think most people will remember the final game of the season, of the league phase, where they lost 6-0 to Liverpool. But they've had some decent results, you know. They won 3-2 against Benfica in the first game. If you remember, they were 2-0 down, then made a major comeback to beat them 3-2. They beat Copenhagen FC 2-0. They drew against Chelsea, actually, which was a huge result for them. And they beat Frankfurt 3-2 as well. Now, you know, they lost to Athletic Bilbao, Napoli, Ajax, and then Liverpool, as I've just mentioned there, which made them drop down the table a little bit and obviously mean that they ended up playing us in this playoff round. But before we even get into the ins and outs of the game, Nickel, let's focus on you, mate. Because you're going.
Yes,
you're going to Baku, aren't you? Tell us, how are you feeling for it? What's your plans? And give us a bit of a preview as to what you can expect in the members-only match day vlog that is going to be going out once you're...
Well, I can't guarantee what's going to be on that vlog yet, so I'm not sure about that. We'll see what I get up to there. But so got back from Villa Park last night. Obviously Sunday today, so I need to pack tonight. And then the journey is train to London, then get from King's Cross to Stansted, fly from Stansted to Istanbul tomorrow night, Monday night. And then I've got an hour and 40 minutes in Istanbul airport, then change there and go straight to Baku from there. And then there'll be a transfer from that airport to where I'm staying. So I'm leaving like the northeast Monday afternoon, and I will probably get there. I think I'm going to get there like Tuesday mid-morning. I think.
Yeah.
I think
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, you've been on plenty of away trips so far this season. Like it's this is these are the longest one. Yeah, I think it's a 7,000 round mile trip or something.
Something like that. Yeah. I haven't thought about how many miles I'm doing here. Really excited for it. These are the kind of trips that we wanted. You know, when the takeover first happened, this is what you're excited for. Obviously, we've had shorter ones to Belgium, Germany, France a couple of times, but you know, just an obscure away day. It would just be unbelievable. I can't wait for it. I can't wait.
I must say, like me, you have had better luck, like, because usually when you go to away games, we always get beat. So you have had better luck. So fingers crossed, mate. I tell you.
Yeah. Hopefully. I've seen a few pictures already of fans starting to go over. So yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great crack. And I know there's like a little fan zone meetup and stuff that I can go to. So it should be good fun.
How many tickets were we selling for the away allocation again?
Well, I think there's about 2,000 going over. I think that I know that they've been trying to sell them off to Mag's members, haven't they? So,
well, it's a long trip, isn't it? Short notice,
yeah.
visas, all the rest of it. So, fair play to anyone that's going over there. Like, it'll be a good trip, though, absolutely.
Be unbelievable.
We've kind of hinted there about the form that we're going into this game on. Obviously, a couple of amazing results, Spurs and then Villa just yesterday in the Cup. It's I think with this fixture, I mean, obviously on paper it is the easier of the two. We could have gotten them or Monaco, and to have this away leg, the first leg as well, plays into our favour massively. However, I think we have to probably make sure that we don't get too complacent. There's probably some areas of the fan base who, you can kind of understand. They maybe look at this as it's 2 extra games, it's tired on the legs, but we should get through it, no bother. But I've just listed off some of the results that Qarabag have had in the competition, some of the comebacks they've had. So they seem like a pretty resilient team, and I don't think, Dean, it's something that we can just take for granted that we are going to steamroll these and have an easy time of it.
Not at all. No, I think you've got to bear in mind this squad is on its bare bones now. Our players are dropping like flies, so you're probably going to see a similar start 11 that we saw on Saturday against Villa. So we've got to bear that in mind, and also as well that they aren't going to can't just walk over any team in the Champions League. You're going to see they're going to give us a fight, and you know what? They will give us a game. And like you say, Joe, they haven't been that bad in the Champions League. Yes, they got absolutely hammered off Liverpool, but so do we. let's be brutally honest here. So I think it's going to be a difficult game, mainly because of the injuries. But what I will say is the fight and the passion's back from the players. Like you can see, they're all fighting for how now. They're all playing for how. Yes, injuries are going to play like a negative factor on that, but if the band together, we can get a result. I'm not going to say what the score's going to be like because last time I got absolutely hounded. But I will say it's probably going to be. We can win them. We can beat them on the day. But like I said, it's just nice seeing the players fighting for Howe. That's what I like to see. I love it, and especially I nearly cried yesterday seeing Sandro hugging Howe at the end when he scored that goal. It was lush, man. Lush, man. Hugging his dad. You know what I mean? Papa Howe.
Gary's asking in the chat if we take a draw away without giving your score predictions away too much because that's at the end of the show. It's a tough one, this, isn't it? Because in some respects, a draw away to a Champions League team, especially one so far away as this, in some ways, you'd probably say, yeah, you know what, like it's a good chance to take it back to St. James's Park and to do the business there. But it is a good chance to maybe just get 1 or 2 goals up and maybe have the opportunity to put the game a little bit to bed. We do have obviously a hectic schedule, so the more business we can get done early on the pitch, I'd say the better in a lot of ways, because there's no guarantee of what the next few weeks is going to bring in terms of injuries, in terms of form. It might be that whilst the iron's hot and we are in this kind of form and players are confident, we do take the game to them and we do try and get that advantage going into the home leg.
I think when you look at the week we've had already, we've had 2 really good away wins, Premier League and FA Cup. If we can round it off with another positive result out in Azerbaijan, sounds mad that I say that. That would be
you better believe it.
that would be an amazing week, and I think there's a comment there just about momentum's back with us, but the belief is back, and I think that would a win out there would add to it. And I think we've got Man City on Saturday as well, which is obviously going to be a difficult one. So without wanting to write that game off too much, if we can get a result at Qarabag, and then it's a quick turnaround as well. Don't forget we're playing them back at home the week after. So there's not a lot of time in between the 2 legs, with it being a knockout one. So, if we can get a couple of goals up, and like you say, if I'm travelling all that way, I want to see at least a goal. Like, I'm not coming back with a 0-0.
It'll be funny for the travel vlog, though. It'll be very funny for the travel vlog. Just say, Diego, I'm sick of my life. It's 0-0. I've come all this way for now.
Now, Nick, obviously, I hope you know this. They're not playing in their typical home ground, are they? They're playing in, is it the National Stadium for this one?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm just reading the commentary as well that the actual stadium is 5.8 thousand. So obviously that's not big enough for the Champions League regulations. So
that would just be for all of us if
yeah.
playing there, won't we? Be an absolute home game.
So I think it's in the, like you said, it's in the national stadium, which is in Baku itself, and I think that holds around 40,000. So I'm not convinced it's going to be full, mind, because I've seen them selling tickets on sites.
I think
there
was about sort of like 90-ish tickets, weren't there, that they were chucking out to members. But you can understand.
I'm talking about the home end as well.
The home end. I'm not sure. They were selling them on Get Your Guide or something.
Yeah. So just for people not in our group chat, I was just looking at stuff to do in Baku, and they were selling match tickets in the home end on Get Your Guide. So I'm not expecting there to be a lot of. Well, I'm sure there'll be quite a few fans, but I don't think it'll be 40,000. So, yeah, and obviously like around 2,000 Newcastle fans. So, and obviously just a bit of a different experience as well, having to collect the ticket in person. It's not digital or anything, so that'll be a different, unique experience.
Aye, right. Well, let's get on to the football. So we've had a couple of good results, and the players have had an uptick in form. Certain players, I would say, from the weekend that stood out were Voltemata, were Ramsey. It's hard because Wiss has got a knock now, which is obviously frustrating. We don't know how serious that is. Bruno's out until March, confirmed by Eddie Howe. So what do we do? Because I feel like we could probably trot Chow out again because he's not quite redlining just yet, although I'm a bit concerned the more we do play him. Botman got a rest, but I think that was just to, you know what he's like with his injury. So I reckon it was probably just to give him, a rest, and he'll start again on Wednesday, I would suspect. But you're looking at the likelihood is you're probably going to have Hall and Trippier out at the fullbacks again. Maybe Byrne goes out at left back if need be. But it does feel like a lot of the teams is still picking itself in some ways, don't you? I think what we need to really look at is what to do with Voltemata. And this is a bit of a wider question because people have been saying either play him as completely the number 9 because of how great he is in the box, and he's been really clinical. I think of the games against Chelsea, the games against Everton, games against Wolves. I'm pretty sure he scored like that back heel against Brentford. Like, he is an absolutely clinical striker. However, I think Villa at the weekend was the best example of him playing in that deeper role and being allowed to have a bit more time on the ball or hold it up and to get the ball in the wider areas. Obviously, he had Osula up front ahead of him then. But is it the case of rinse and repeat with that, do we think?
I think it's going to have to be. I think with the squad being on its bare bones, like I said before, I think we're going to see pretty much a similar team. You'll probably see Gordon and Langer come in and drop, because it was Murphy and Barnes who started with, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you'll see them two dropped and you'll see Langer and Gordon come in. I think that's all changes you'll probably see. The rest of it, I think the team picked itself really, because as we'll say, there's not much available at the moment. I like you say, we are doing this before Eddie Howe's press conference, so you never know. He could say like Joe Linton might be back to this game. Hopefully Tino's back to this game. You don't know, but Eddie Howe won't throw them straight back in the squad. He won't play them straight away. So like I say, if you rinse and repeat, apart from Alanga and Gordon, maybe that's what I can see happening. And Pope, of course, come back in for Ramsdale.
Well, another player that is a little bit ambiguous as to whether he's going to play is Miley.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had a dead leg. To the extent of that, who knows? It could be one of those that heals pretty quickly and he could make a miraculous return to the squad.
You never know.
I know it's hard to say. Well, I think that the players. I'm glad that I didn't go extra time. Put it that way. I think the players have probably got enough in the tank. A lot of the ones that started on Saturday to probably go again on Wednesday, but it's not what you want to see. But we don't really have much of a choice, really. I do want to highlight this comment from Jules actually saying, and this is a wider question around the unity there amongst the team and Eddie Howe, because there were some conversations about whether the players were playing to the full extent to back Howe and whatnot. I mean, I never had any doubts that was the case, but they did need to put in some performances. And yeah, I think round 5 of the FA Cup, you've got to also remember we did get to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup as well, which is a massive achievement in itself for our recent record in that competition. And yeah, Trippier's post-match comments as well. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I don't think I might have seen them ones.
I think he just said that the negativity that Howard received online is like a load of rubbish. Basically, that's what he said.
Fair enough.
So it's obvious that not that they don't live under a rock, but players do see this kind of stuff from fans online. So it will affect the mood, and I think we've seen with like after the game at Spurs on Tuesday night, pushing them in front of the fans, and you can see that there's that unity together. So I don't think that's Sandro's hug with him yesterday, like you said. I think we can see that's definitely there, and I think it's two massive results for Eddie just to calm things down, really, especially online.
Yep.
So you hear that, lads? Shut up. Stop being mean. No. Listen, and our criticism, there is criticism to be had of this team and the way that we have, to an extent, performed. And I don't think anyone can disagree with that. But there have been levels to it that I think some people have maybe went cross and have got a bit too far. And
I think everyone this season has been frustrated with how we've played at times and how some of the lineup decisions I've disagreed with as well, and the substitutions have been the same. But I think the last sort of couple of weeks he's altered it. He's probably looked at himself and altered things a little bit. I mean, a couple of months ago, would Eddie Howe have gone up with Voltemada and Osula at Villa away? Maybe not. No. So I think he's adapting and adjusting as we wanted him to, really. So I don't really think you can have any complaints at the minute. And we're still competing. Can I just say, on three fronts here?
We are,
yeah. So it's not like we're not Tottenham 16th in the Premier League. Like
exactly. But I think as well, though, I think the reason why so many people get frustrated for us because we know we can play a bit good. We know this team can perform, and I'll do everything. I'll class every team we play at times. But that's what the frustration is, and we all love Howe. We do. I can't. If any fan doesn't love him now, you're not really a fan of Newcastle United if you don't love Howe for what he's done for this club and what he's won for us. You know what I mean? He's the first manager in like 70 odd years when it's a domestic trophy, and I think people forget this. I know it was like it's something daft like 6 months ago, or maybe I don't know, maybe longer. But like they forget this. Like this man has taken us to Champions League twice. We've been in cup finals loads with this man. And if people forget this, I understand the frustration. I understand it can look crap, but it's not going to help. Like if we sacked him halfway through the season now, we'll still be as bad as we are. Nothing. It's a lot to consider. You know what I mean? And it just frustrates me a bit, because people forget how much he's done for the club and how much turmoil the club's been under. Like the backroom staff changes every year. Every year the backroom staff's changed. Even the TV's changed, man.
Hierarchy, and I know we're going into a slightly wider point here, but the hierarchy has never been stable under Howe.
No, never.
Since he got here, it's always been like a revolving door. And last summer, he did. I know that he had the money to spend, but at the same time, he got shafted with Paul Mitchell leaving at the start of the summer. Unfortunately, obviously, Darren Eales had to step down, but he had stepped down pretty much like 7-8 months before the summer, and the club didn't do enough to then get a proper CEO in time to help him out with that. And I understand that, at the end of the day, recruitment to an extent is Howe's responsibility, but it's not his entire responsibility. And the blame can't solely lie with him. I do think that he's done he's done well under the circumstances. And I think we do need to just give the club a chance to reset this summer. With the new Dave Hopkinson in, with the new sporting director in, and just see how we get on. And hopefully we'll learn from the lessons of trying to go for certain targets. We were very ambitious in the summer and we didn't get those. And then that's why things changed. And obviously the Isak situation, let's be honest with you, I know we're sick of talking about it, but that was something that lingered over the club that entire summer. And Howe was under the impression that Isak would be staying until the last day, pretty much. So there's all these mitigating circumstances. However, back to the here and now, I'm glad that we've gotten a little bit of momentum back. The Spurs game is one of those where I think you could probably not expected that we should have won, but given that their form, I think we should have really taken the game to them. We did, so that was great, especially given our away form. I think the Villa game at the weekend was the one that really was a statement. I know it was against 10 men, but then at the same time, like, we did have chances and we should have probably been more than 3-1 up if the refs knew how to do their job. So I
think it's difficult to play against 10 men when they just sit in as well.
It is.
When he got sent off, the second keeper, I just said to my mates, I think I'd rather have had the goal at that point, to be honest, because I thought they're going to bring on a better goalkeeper, Martinez, and he's an absolute shithouse at wasting time and everything. So I was like, this second half, they're just going to sit in and wait. What are we not very good at? Breaking down teams.
Yep.
But to be fair to the lads, the resiliency showed under the circumstances, as you've said, about the refereeing and everything against us was really good to see. And they just kept at it, to be fair, didn't they? They just kept going. And then we got our just reward for it, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Voldemort dropping into this midfield role is very interesting. I know we spoke about it just before, but I'm interested to see how plans to use him for the rest of the season. I think back to like Joe Linton dropping into midfield and playing that almost like an 8 role. And I know I'm not saying Voldemort should be an 8. I know that he really should be in that final third. But then, is it a case of even when Wiss is back, he just simply replaces Osula with Wissa and then looks to Voldemort to be almost that 10 role? But then to say, you can be in the build-up play, but I want you charging at that back line and I want you causing havoc in the box when the ball gets out wide. Because Trippier was fantastic at the weekend. I thought delivering balls in, he was one of our main outlets into there, but that's where you need your 6'7", 6'6" striker to be on the end of those. And it's something that when Gordon's been up front, we've lacked massively. So it'll be interesting to see that. And it is on the back of House commenting that he needs to do better and try new things. So yeah, it's an experiment in a way, but
yeah, you'd hope to see it again. I think we will see it again. Like I say, with us being limited on numbers at the minute, I think he's pretty much got no choice. And like, it was effective against Villa, so why not try it again? Like, you can't, like I say, you can't just not try something once and then stop doing it again. But I'm like I say, Howe has seen its work now, so hopefully we can see it again on this game, because it worked. It did work, and he looked like the player we bought earlier this season. Like, I'm not being funny. The comments that annoyed me, like, was saying like we're going to sell him in the summer. Why would you sell Big V for? He's had half a season. He's got 10 goals a season now after Villa yesterday. So he's got 10 goals a season, right? Why would you sell him? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, these comments saying you're going to sell that striker. I'll transfer now as well. He's only been here half a season, man. You can't sell him after that. It's ridiculous. So yeah, for me, I was happy to see him play really well yesterday. And honestly, I was buzzing he got a goal yesterday, because I feel that's going to be a massive weight off his shoulders. And hopefully he gets a hat-trick on this game.
You said it now.
Oh no, I'll be getting clipped.
Well, that's a probably good time to move on to the next bit. Should we just talk through score predictions?
Yeah. Why not? I think
you've hit the ball wrong with a hat-trick. So what do you think?
Well, I'll be sensible now. I'll calm myself down. But I reckon it's going to be 1-0 Newcastle. I think we will win, but it'll be a difficult game to go away. I think they will give us a proper game, and they will defend deep. So I think 1-0. And I'll be happy 1-0, I'm honest with you, because I think it's a good way to start the fixture off.
Yeah. Those in the chat, let us know what you think. We'll get some of the predictions up on screen if you put them in. Interested to know what you all think. Nickel, mate, go on. Yeah. You're there in Baku again. What do you think? Are you gonna?
I'm gonna go for a repeat of Saturdays. I think I'm gonna win 3-1.
Nice.
I think they'll get a goal. Just being the home team. This is not in order, by the way. And I think we'll get. That's a funny comment from Ian.
Paris vlog. Anyone who hasn't seen the Paris vlog.
3-1, yeah, and I think Anthony Gordon will get a couple, carry on with his Champions League scoring habits, and we'll say 1-4 Big V as well. Why not?
I think Blue Rhythm Boys got a good point there. Like, just call it a draw. Let's forget the travelling. Sack it off.
Yes, maybe.
Pull it still, mate. Aye. I think we're gonna do well. I think 2-0. We typically do. I mean, we typically obviously we've put in decent performances away in the Champions League. I mean, obviously Marseille was a bit of a bad one, but I think like Leverkusen, besides that last minute equaliser, we did well. I just think that we are going to be too much for Qarabag, and as like I say, as well as they have done in the Champions League, I just feel like we will control it and we'll probably put up a really professional performance.
Yeah.
And I think a 2-0. I think a 2-0 will be exactly what we need, because then you take it back to St James's Park. You could afford to make a few changes then, maybe.
Yeah.
Or at least get a goal up and then make some changes early on, because God knows we need to get this rotation going with the amount of games that we've got.
Right. But I think as well, momentum's everything though, and we're on a bit of a high now with 2 wins on the bounce. So the lads will be full of confidence, and I'm always right. I can see Sandro having a great game again, because let's be honest here, Sandro is going to start that game 100%, especially the lack of bodies we've got.
Got anyone else, mate?
Hell, you didn't know yet. You might play the kids. You just don't know. You didn't know.
If he wasn't playing the kids before, he's definitely not playing the kids
No,
now. Just in case.
I just one that we haven't spoke about. I know that he's got a bit of a knock. It's came out of Wissa. Do you think he'll travel, or
Yeah.
we obviously? I mean, we don't know the extent of
I hope so.
the injury, but yeah.
If it's a knock, then the problem is it's not just the game itself. With that travel, it's a lot already.
No.
It's one of those where it might be worth us just probably leaving him at home and just letting him recover.
Come with me. Come with me. I'll do the vlog.
Imagine that's just sticking him in the away end.
Do you think Hell might be just protect him, just like because he's on the criticism? He's coming a lot of criticism recently with that. Do you think Hell might just like rest him this game, saying, "Oh, he's had a knock," but like protecting him just because he knows he's got more games coming up? It's like so, like keep him up the five line for a bit. Maybe, I don't know.
Potentially could see him on the bench at Man City, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm looking forward to this. I think it'll be a decent match, and hopefully we can get ourselves a nice little away win just to return back to St James's Park with and move on to the knockout stages. That would be just lush. Thank you everyone who's been watching on the live so far. Please let us know whether you're liking this live version of what we're doing, because typically we pre-record these, but wanted to get some of the live chat in and get some interaction with you guys, the members and stuff. So yeah, if you like this, then let us know and we'll keep doing more of it. But good luck, Nickel, with your trip over there. And anyone who wants to watch that vlog, become a member for just $2.99 a month. You're going to get access to that. It's honestly, man, these are a crease. Like he's done them for most of the way days so far, and they just keep on coming. So as long as we're in the Champions League, content's going to be coming your way for this. So yeah, make sure you get yourself subscribed and become a member to see those. But thanks to Dean and Nickel for joining me on this match preview. I've been your host, Joe, and we'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra.